Hey guys, it's time to cast the controller on over once again, and welcome back to Analogue, a hate story. Last time we found out, shocker and plot twist. If you don't want spoilers from last episode, click away now. Hyun-Ae is the Pale Bride, or at least an AI version of her in some regard. Isn't that the coolest mind blow ever? I can't wait to see what else this thing has. Oh, we also unlocked Mute, but we're not going to deal with them yet. Instead, we decrypted block 3. I wonder if I could just hit decrypt block 2 and block 1. Skip ahead. Anyway, brought home. I'm jumping around with no order here. I don't even care, guys. These past few months have left me so very anxious with anticipation. Nearly a year has passed since the wedding ceremony, and before this week, Mangsing had only visited my family once, promising he would bring me home with him for sure the next time. I know I'm supposed to be enjoying living with my parents while it lasts, but all I can think about is my husband. How was the new bride expected to have such patience? For nearly a year, a day hasn't gone by where I haven't thought of how beautiful he thought me in my wedding dress, or how it felt spending that night held so gently in his strong hands. Looking forward to the day where I could live in his house, I can't help but feel anxious in my heart as anxious in my heart as I am excited in my hips. Oh my gosh, it's getting racy. I know, it is ungraceful to think of such things, but how can I help myself? In any event, he arrived yesterday to take me with him to his ancestral shrine, and then finally his home. Such luxury I've never seen in my life. A servant to prepare meals, especially entirely separate women's quarters, and a dining room with a window that shows the stars. My family was hardly all that poor, but a window to the stars? How amazing a sight. I knew that I was lucky to have been married into a noble family, but I never realized just how lucky. I wonder if I'll have time to write as much as I used to. Oh, but I must stop for tonight. I can hear my husband coming. I have been looking forward to this night for so long now. I hope I can make him happy. Just hearing his footsteps outside the door makes my heart pound. Sam, I just had a thought. A little bit silly to keep this whole pretense with the schoolgirl librarian look, don't you think? Oh, she wants to look like herself. Well, I'm hardly one to stop that. So, a little. Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, I've always been into cosplay. I've actually designed a bunch of other outfits too. Now that I'm saying this, I guess it's a little bit awkward, but would you like to see? I think she really is. I'm just realizing this game is probably just aimed towards men. Sure. Ah, well, very well. You can use change outfit command to her. Dress me up if you want. Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm making this really awkward. You are. You really are. I can scroll backwards when I miss stuff? That's gotta be so confusing for her. I think I'm personifying the AI a bit too. Anthropomorphizing? I don't know what word I'm saying. It's just that I have a couple that are really cute and you might want to see them. But please, don't read into it or anything. It's not like I'm trying to please you or anything. I just think it might be fun, that's all. Oh no, is she tsundere? Anyway, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's change outfit if you really are interested. Sorry, it really is a weird thing to ask now that I say about it. Jeez, what am I saying? I just thought maybe you might be interested in that. Is that a blush? And you bring it up after reading this. Oh my. You're interested in the Smiths then? Oh, very well. This is pretty much all new to me too, actually. I know you've already read one other log by her, so it looks like she actually wrote a lot. I had no idea. So just out of curiosity, what do you make of her as a new bride? She seems sweet. Who doesn't want a new bride that's excited to see her husband? Yeah, I think so too. It's really cute. It sadly doesn't seem to last. Looks like her marriage was, well... Oh geez, that's not quite as bad as mine was, but I really don't envy her, poor woman. Well, if you're interested in learning more, I've just put together a family tree of the Smith family, which should help you keep track of them all. I'm less certain about this one, since, not my family and all. Anyway, I've given you a family tree, and you should just go ahead and show me who you'd like to hear more about. We can go over the logs together. Aww. Because yes, you guys, we're doing change outfit. Why? Oh, wouldn't wait. Use override terminal. Change outfit. Dresses up Hyun-Ae in an alternate outfit. Kroger, Hanbok, maid, detective, scientist. Thinking Hanbok. Ah, change, outfit, Hanbok. Yes! Ooh, pale bright Hanbok. I hope that that's something she doesn't mind wearing. I'd hate to accidentally. She's so cute! She's so cute! I hope I didn't offend her. Oh. So, that's the way things are, I suppose. You're disappointed in me? Is that it? Now that you know I'm a real girl, you expect me to dress like one? No, that's not it. Oh, that's a relief. Where did you even find this? I didn't make this design. Oops. I'm triggering her. I guess it was in the computer already because it's... Oh, guys, did you see that? Did you see that? I saw that. Did you see that? Saw that. Saw that. I guess it was in the computer already because it's what I wore when I was still alive. I never liked it, not a bit. I always wanted to wear fun things, but instead I had to wear this all the time. I still don't like it, but I suppose something formal would be more appropriate because of all the serious stuff and all. Well, go ahead, let's go back to work now. I'm fixing it. Fixing it. I'm sorry, you're adorable, but if you don't like it, we're not doing that. We're just gonna fix this. I want to see detective. Maybe she'll like that better. I didn't want to hurt you. I'm okay. I knew the Dame was trouble the moment they connected to my ship. Couldn't say a word, left all the questions to me. Or something like that. You're interested in cosplay after all. See there? Expert detective work on my part. She's so much happier. Yes! But really, now we both match, don't we? I mean, obviously you're some sort of investigator, so I think this goes especially well. Alright, I mean, what do you think? You make a cute sidekick. Yes! I was so sad I hurt her, and I cannot believe she changed it as she was saying it. That tripped me out, guys. I don't like that. I don't like that. Answers one question I had, though. She apparently did manage to die. Actually, this one is based off a movie I saw as a child. I guess the name doesn't really matter since it's countless hundreds of years old and all. Anyway, it was my favorite. Is it case closed? Is it Conan the Detective? Probably not. Nothing in there looks like that. That's just the first detective show my brain goes to that's a cartoon. I don't really normally like mysteries, but the love story in it was just so wonderful. Well, that and had a really cute guy for a hero. Anyway, he dressed like this and it looked really great. Sidekick, huh? I like that a lot. So, about the whole look, you don't really mind when a girl dresses or acts more like a guy then? I don't mind. It's a bit perverse. No, I don't mind. Well, I think it's a really good look, so I'm glad. I don't mind either. You know, the part that's really sort of funny? I actually have no idea how an outfit like this is supposed to feel. Not like emotionally, I mean literally. I have no idea what suits feel like. I've never worn them in my life. You know? I don't think I have either. We're the same. Not really. Ah, well, the chance for that has long disappeared. Anyway, I should stop babbling. I'm just really excited, that's all. I suppose I should really let you get back to it. Lead on, investigator, and your trusty sidekick will help as best she can. I'm gonna leave her like this for that, and I think I'm gonna change into the other two. Was there two? The other two outfits, like next time, next two episodes. Let's speak with Hyun-Ae. It's not grayed out. So what can I do for you? Oh, now it's grayed out. Access logs. Okay. There's 3, 4, 5. I've already seen all of 4 apparently. Yep. Let me see. Helpful notes. New. Let's try to get a glance at the Smith family tree. Let me see. This is not very helpful. Nope, not helpful at all. Just gonna ignore that for now. Let's see. Should we go back to block 3 for more drama? I'm thinking yes. No luck. To the wife of Sankyu, you can probably put this more diplomatically than I can, but because I'm pretty sure younger brother is still thoroughly pissed off at me. You know how he is, of course. I don't have time to deal with that, especially when I'm already doing him a huge favor. Bad news is, I made an appeal to the captain and the emperor himself personally, But he still said there was no position that a man of Sang-Kyu's skill set could possibly fulfill. I did most certainly plead, but let's face it, what official role could that man possibly fill? He's an idiot. Let's just see. Smith family tree, Sang-Kyu. And it's from like Sang-min. Yep, the brothers. The brothers. Don't pass on that last part. He already knows. I did, however, speak to the Park son and was able to convince him to forget the whole incident. It wasn't cheap, I might add. I'll continue to send your family a regular stipend, but please keep your husband under control. I can't afford to keep cleaning up after his damned fights. Oh, when did I turn the music off? How many episodes have I recorded without the music? And it changed. The music seems happier now. Also, save. I will probably use all 4 pages of this in one playthrough, just so you know. It looks so much better now. Oh, yeah, I'm not really sure what all that business is about, truthfully. Look at the little hand thing. She's so cute. From what I understand, though, Smith Sang-Kyu had a tendency to get in trouble. He sounds really unpleasant. Music. I hope it wasn't too bad without the music in my other 2 episodes. Without the music, you can tend to hear my mic buzzing. If you had that issue, I promise the music's going to be on this time, and from now on, it'll be much easier. I had it loud when I did the settings initially, but now I've turned my settings down. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Guess that's all from Block 3 for the moment. Block 5 it is. Ooh, the bride's adolescent. The pale bride grew to be a fine, demure young wife, but she was not always this way. Near the end of year 319, she had a temper unruly enough to be mistaken for a boy's. Do not look upon her wild days with disapproval. She was from another, less civilized time. Rather, look upon her eventual submission as a testament to her good character and philosophy, that she was overcome such a wild nature for the sake of the Kim family and the sake of her husband. One evening, she stormed into the common room while I was discussing matters with a daddy. "We need to talk," she screamed gladly. When I indicated I was busy, that only caused her to become even louder. "Right now!" Embarrassed, I was forced to excuse him to address the child. "Is this a joke? Are you serious? You've made wedding plans?" she shrieked at me. "Please, calm yourself," I told her and sat her down. After admonishing her for her rude interruption, I tried to do what I could to calm her myself. It seemed that she had a rather bizarre set of expectations. That she wouldn't marry until she was many years after growing into a woman. Hang on. That she would elope with any love-struck man who came her way with no regard for her own chastity. That she would have no assistance or protection in finding a suitable husband. Simply put, her ideas were as bizarre as they were dangerous, and for this she had gotten angry at the news, rather than the excitement that one would expect from a girl who found out she would be getting a husband. Not even the sensational news that it would be to the emperor of all people could calm her. Understandably. Please don't put too much weight into that. A less civilized time, he says. Can you believe that, man? I'm not giving you any more from him. It's not relevant, it's all just ignorant patriarchal stupidity. What an awful man. I bet I have to go to mute to find more from him. Is that all for Block 5? All for Block 5. Reached the point where I've clicked through all of these and run out of things to do with her. I am probably gonna have to switch to mute. Anyway, I don't want to. Hyun-Ae is so cute. She's bae. Hyun-Ae bae. Hyun-Ae? More like Young Bae. I don't know. Don't mind me. I've had a lot of sugar today. My new wife moved in last week and she's been pestering me ever since. Everywhere I go in the house, she's either following me or waiting outside the door. The first time it happened, it unnerved me like nobody would believe. The most recent time, I'd stopped being unnerved and moved on to just plain annoyed. I only had one thought. Why wouldn't this silly girl just give me some peace? No wonder her parents were so anxious to send her to our home. Hours before, she'd been hanging around the room. I finally kicked her out when my mathematics tutor arrived. The session went without any hitch, aside from reminding me just how much I hate the damned subject. And after a few hours, he left. And who's kneeling right outside my door? It's her, of course. Have you been there the whole time? I asked her. Of course she had. For the love of, we need to talk. So I brought her back in and sat her down at the desk. What is this? You're driving me insane. I don't have time to be babysitting you constantly. I wasn't angry, just annoyed. But she looks alarmed all the same. For a moment, I was worried she was going to start crying. Instead, she just turned her head away. Do you hate me? She asked. Women, why must they be so damn emotional? I reminded myself that I was talking to a female. I needed to approach this differently. Look, I said, you're very pretty. I appreciate that you're trying. So no, of course I don't hate you. She looked back at me, seeming like she was holding back tears. Then why don't you need me for anything? Is there nothing I can do for you? No, not unless you can help me study the classics. She looked down. Right now, nothing is more important to me than passing the civil service exam. Can you even read? A little, she said. A little isn't enough, I replied. What if I studied on your lessons? I could learn more. I'd be quiet, of course, please. I was about to say no, then I changed my mind and agreed when I heard her next line. At least give me a chance to earn your approval, please? Well, I suppose I can give you more about Youngjae. I don't know. I don't think you'll really find him very interesting, but here, you can see for yourself. Wasn't this your cousin to some degree or some such? Let me just check the Kim family tree. Jung-soo, Bell Bride, sibling, yes. Something. I don't know. Family tree is not clearing things up for me. Okay. Clock 9. The new wife, the new official, the new happiness, the new girl, the new friendship. I wanted to hear more from Kim Young. But I don't want to skip these. We're just going to skip to the new friendship. Well, it's true that I might be, as my wife suggests, alarmingly serious. It's hard to argue with enjoying a nice meal out if it means cultivating Magistrate Park's trust even more. Just having the invitation alone is a pretty good sign. I assumed we'd be going to his after finishing with the day's affairs, but instead he led the other way. Oh, you do not want to visit there. My son has a newborn child who is very, very unconducive to entertaining guests, I am afraid, he said with a laugh. Surely you understand. Instead, we headed to the plaza. Outside of the occasional New Year's festivals, when I was a child, I had never actually been there before. I never had much of an eye for details at the time, so I was surprised to see just how richly decorated everything was. It was essentially a giant market. Beautiful floral arrangements adorned every stall, wall, and partition, and rather than the commotion of a crowd, all I could hear was the sound of peaceful music. It was still, of course, a market. There were no merchants loudly hawking wares, and some of the prices on the signs I saw would make the emperor blush. In that atmosphere, we ate together at a public house that defied my expectations. Food was both plentiful and far better than anything I'd ever had in either of my houses. If this sounds indulgent, it absolutely is, and I definitely don't plan on telling anyone the details like this. The only thing I plan to repeat from this evening is what the magistrate confided in me. That when he was moved from his position, he'd like to recommend me to fill his place. I'd be young for the position, but it would be a great stepping stone to the one I'm dreaming of. I remained calm, since I'm good at that, but it's the best news I've heard in my life. Huh. He does sound boring. Oh, actually, that reminds me. You know that Smith brother who seemed, well, kind of brutish? Well, it turns out that he actually did cross paths with Youngjae. I thought maybe you might be interested in that. So I've just added a log about him written by his wife. It sounds pretty unpleasant. Sorry, I'll let you get back to what you wanted to talk about now. I just thought that might be something you were interested in. It is. You are very good at this. Have anything else to say to me? Plaza sounds like a really interesting place, doesn't it? I mean, I wouldn't really know personally. They never let her go? Not once? But as I understand it, it was a big place for celebrating festivals, and really surprising to see. You'd leave one of the few tiny modern stark white corridors that led to it, and then suddenly there's this huge open space filled with all sorts of colorful signs and vendors. I think proper gentlemen were supposed to be more modest though, so they wouldn't really want to associate with that sort of thing too openly. Aw, this is so cool, you guys. I have no idea how this is going to work as a Let's Play. I don't know if anybody's going to actually be interested in watching this all the way through when you could just play it, but I really hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. And I'm trying to read it with lots of inflection and emotion to at least make it something you can listen to as you play along. I don't know. Da-da-da. Let's just go ahead and go back to the top of the page. The new official. On the 30th day, Young-Suk finally passed the civil service examination. Otherwise, the final month of the 318th year was without event. Is that it? It? Kim Jung-soo, you sure were verbose. Huh, I suppose you did find him interesting. Well, I don't really think there's anything else you'd find relevant. Well, thank you nonetheless. The new happiness. Dearest Mother. Finally, I believe Young-Suk has grown comfortable with me. All it took was some time for me to earn his trust. Learning how to read by watching over my husband's shoulder isn't how I envisioned spending my first year of marriage. I can't complain about anything that makes him spend so much time with me, though. We've talked and decided we won't try for a son right away. Right now, he's just not ready for it. That aside, things are good. If this is what married life is like, I think I can be happy with this. We're getting along well, and I like him. Perhaps it's not quite what I was led to expect, but it's still good. Domestic bliss indeed. Last week, Young-Suk was reading over some papers for a dispute that Magistrate Park was deciding on. You wouldn't understand the details, but it was essentially an argument between a farmer and his lord over a sum of money after a particularly poor harvest. I think I will tell the magistrate that the farmer is right, his claim is fair, he told me. Might I take a look? I asked. Bemused, he handed the papers to me. It took a good while of studying, just to be sure. After all, I wouldn't want to contradict my husband if he was right. But the farmer's numbers didn't seem to add up. I pointed this out to him. He not only listened patiently, but had me explain. Then, you believe that the farmer is trying to cheat his lord? He asked. I did. That's what I will report then. The next day, he told me that the magistrate agreed. Ever since then, he has started to rely on my opinion when it comes to anything involving math. It is very common, likely, relevant for people to have different skill sets. It's good to have people there to help you when you might not be skilled at something. To be totally honest with you, I don't really know what she's talking about here, at all. The math thing wasn't really considered very odd at the time. That's women's work, it's just natural. Maybe it's a little weird that she's helping with external matters, but well, it's not that weird. That does make sense. Women would be the ones responsible for keeping household reports and keeping track of linens and cleaning and paying wages. The part about learning to read isn't that amazing either. It might have been officially frowned upon, but learning to read by looking over a brother or husband's shoulder was really, really common. She's making a big deal out of nothing. Well, I guess that's 15-year-old women for you. She's 15? Oh my god. Can I go back and talk to her again? I had no idea she was 15. Okay. I just was that's the part she was explaining about in the first time when she's like, I might seem a bit repetitive, but there's nothing to be helped. AI just works that way. That's what she means. You can go back and click again and get the same reaction. Just in case you don't remember. The new girl. Dearest Mother, it seems as though there'll be a new girl in the family. I don't really understand the details, but her name is the Pale Bride, and it seems as though she's a 13-year-old girl who has been kept inside a giant egg. No wonder they didn't get along if they're 13 and 15. I was picturing some 20-year-old woman having to deal with a 13-year-old. Hello? Teenagers don't get along? That's just how it works. If they do get along, that's great, but you can never expect it. Anyway, it seems as though she's a 13-year-old girl who had been kept inside a giant egg through some sort of magical technology, passed on through the Kim family over the generations. As I said, I don't understand how such a thing is possible, but she seems nice enough. Young-Suk seems quite annoyed at her arrival, however. He explained to me why. The plan's to offer her as a concubine to the Emperor. She's young and beautiful, and he's still without a son, so it'll probably go a long way in currying favor. And that's bad? I asked him. Not strictly, he admitted, but it means father doesn't have much faith in me, if he's making contingency plans that don't require my involvement. Now I'll never know if my success is on my own merits, or if because the Emperor thinks the girl he'll give him is cute. Did you even tell him your plan of working your way to becoming High Magistrate? Twice in one episode. High Magistrate? If he knows that, how can he think a contingency is necessary? I asked. Good question, he said, and left the room looking annoyed. To this date, these worries of his still seem to plague him, and I can't seem to do anything to relieve him of that. That's how it always seems to go. It always comes back to me. Well, I mean, you were a girl out of time or whatever. I don't think Kim Young-soo ever thought much of his adopted son. Or at least neither he nor his wife thought so. Well, right, they're both adopted children. I forgot. You want to know what I think, though? Yes. I think they're both really dumb. I mean, it's not like I ever did anything. It's not my fault. I just happened to be there and was married off as a political gesture. It's not even like I wanted to. What kind of person projects their insecurities onto someone who only ever just got pushed around? Sorry. I guess I'm getting a little bit off track here. That's not really very helpful, is it? It is. Your emotions matter because you got to see everything. You could just remember that and tell me everything. It would save a lot of time. Well, anyway, getting back on track here. Can I click through again, or will it say the same things? Okay, I wonder if will it ask me again? Yes. It is. Well, I just don't want to. I don't want to push my chances or anything by clicking different options. The new bruise. Whoa, Young-sook's wife. Whoa. Dearest Mother, I really could use your advice. Please let the blues be metaphorical. Please let the bruise be metaphorical. Husband has been working very late into the night recently and on some business that he won't even share with me. I understand his reluctance to talk about things. Give me a sec. I understand his reluctance to talk to me about things his superior has sworn him to secrecy on. That damn child has been keeping me plenty busy anyway, but I still wish he could tell me. Last night he was out even later than normal, and when he finally did return, he had a black eye, his face and hands bloodied. He looked really bad. The sight of that really scared me. I wonder if that's when he encountered the brute, the smith. Of course, you of all people know that I'm hardly squeamish at the sight of blood. It was how hurt he looked. I hurried him to the kitchen and started to clean his wounds. I'll admit my voice wavered when I asked, "Husband, what happened?" He was reluctant to answer and grunted in pain when I convinced him to put ice on his bruised eye. He finally did, and you absolutely can't repeat what he said to me, do you understand? Not a word of it to anyone, not even to father. But I truly need advice. I had some question for the High Magistrate's office. He sent his brother, Smith Sang-kyu, to answer them. That's the dumb, nasty one. My husband trailed off thinking. I asked him something that he didn't agree with. I had the moral high standing. We had the physical high standing. His wound's clean. I didn't know what to do, but touched the uninjured part of his face to comfort him. Then he joked. Turns out his argument hurt a whole lot more than mine. Yeah, cover up those bruises of pride with jokes. It's how we all do. But I could tell underneath that he was truly hurt. What do I do, Mother? How's someone supposed to respond to such an awful thing happening? I tried to comfort him as best I can, but I just don't know what else I can do, Mother. Please, if you must have some advice. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking back to 15 when, my biggest issue was making sure I kept an A in science. And this woman has a husband who's being bloodied and taking care of a 13-year-old, like a mom, basically. Why? She's 15. Let her be a child. I almost forgot to get her opinion on this. I'm really sorry. Please don't get mad, but I don't really understand what you're looking for. Maybe I'm just not getting it. It's my fault, but I can't find anything that seems relevant. Sorry. Now that probably means you just already gave me everything relevant through other reasons. I'm not mad. You're cool. We're chill. Let's see. What else? The new Magistrate. Dearest Mother, if you haven't already heard the good news, my husband has been appointed by the Emperor to the position of Magistrate. He's taken over the offices from Magistrate Park starting today, which is just tremendous for a man his age. I have no doubt that he was perfectly humble when he got the news, since he certainly has been while talking about it in front of father-in-law. In private, though, it's another story. Earlier, the family held a small feast to celebrate the news, and he had the same attitude then, too. But afterwards, when everyone else had left or gone to bed, we stayed up to sit together drinking wine, and it was a whole lot more somber. He wasn't modest, but he wasn't boastful either. He was just outright insecure. He might not say it in front of you, but you know what he said to me as I poured him more wine? He takes all the credit for my promotion. According to him, it's all because of the Emperor's perfect new bride, which is, of course, all because of him. I said quietly, I don't want to take credit for her. I wasn't the one who got... I don't want to take credit for her. I wasn't the one who got her to shut up. That was all him. I don't like discussing it, please, Mother. Don't ever ask me why. Doesn't matter, he said. That's not why I got promoted. I got promoted because Hi, Magistrate. Park and I managed to make Smith look so bad that he had to get shuffled off. It's exposing the whoring and thuggery that did it, not the damned pale bride, he said with annoyance. Well, that's how he is. You know he'll never give you credit for anything, I said. He replied, I know. I just wish he'd acknowledge it. I just don't know how he can be so stupid as to not be proud of me, you know? I know, I said, but let's not focus on that right now. I think we should focus on the good right now. How about we toast to your success instead? Here's to the new Magistrate, Kim. I raised my glass and drank. He betrayed the faintest of smiles, but he didn't share my toast and instead put down his glass. For a moment I was worried, but then he used that hand to grab my chin instead, and for the first time ever kissed me on the mouth. They're married? And that's the first time... No, I take it Korean brides and weddings and stuff, or whatever the culture for this redone thing. Don't even include. There should have at least. That's the part that broke me. It's not the girl AI or the illness or the 15-year-old marriage or the whatever. It's just they've been married for who knows how long, at least a year, if not longer, and that's the first time he kissed her. Really? Far sweeter than any wine, he said to me. I wasn't sure if he meant the kiss or the success, but I agreed either way. Please tell me you're gonna comment on the kiss thing. Oh, this again. Really? Okay. I wasn't expecting you to say the same thing. I thought there'd be something new. But that's okay. Is there anything new? Have I gotten more things? I might finally have to switch to mute. I don't know if I want to do that though. I feel like it'd be bad. I mean, if there's nothing else to say, let's talk to her. See if she has anything to say. So, what can I do for you? Apparently nothing. I don't want to disable her. Can I at least, like, warn her? I'm entirely too loyal to it. Like, even... Just a game. Just a game. It hurts me to type these, and I'm sure I get it wrong. Help. Enable... I mute. Quit. What's gonna happen? Oh. I don't like this. The music is dramatic, guys. Okay. What the? That was a star. That's so cool. Okay. What the hell is going on? Wait, remote connection established? Is there somebody out there from outside the ship? Okay, sorry, I was just taking inventory of systems right now. Could you give me a second here? Like, I've been out of commission for 622 years? Right? That's kind of messed up. Hyun-Ae is bae, but mute is pal. Anyway, I'm up to speed now. Logs are basically saying that nothing has happened since I went offline, except the ship slowly losing power and the main reactor has seen better days. But hello, you're the first person from outside the ships I've had contact with in, well, as far as I can remember, which has got to be a pretty good memory since she's an AI. I'm Mute, AI in charge of Mugwaha's security operations. Nice to meet you. Okay, looks like I can't actually get any text input from you. I'm guessing this is all that crazy-ass murderess's fault. I'm sorry. Okay. Don't know who this is. Hopefully it's not Hyun-Ae. Probably Hyun-Ae. I like her though, even though I went in knowing do not trust, never trust. Okay, I'm back. But why don't you tell me a bit about yourself anyway? Like, sorry, this is kind of a weird question, but are you a man or woman? I'm a woman. Are you disappointed that I'm a girl, Mute? Are you disappointed? Oh man, really? Wait, hang on. You're a woman that can understand computers? Yes? Awesome. What was so disappointing about me being a woman at first? Oh no. I mean, the Pale Bride could understand computers too, and she was a psychopath, but I'm not trying to be unfair here. I'm sure you're really smart for a woman. Sorry, it's just a knee-jerk reaction. Don't think anything of it, okay? So where are you from? Earth? Or are you from one of the colonies? Yes, not a liar. Not a liar. Knew what I knew even though I didn't know it. Wait, there are colonies, right? Oh, I might be a liar. I mean, I always got the impression that this ship was supposed to be the founding one. Yes. I'm going to at least be consistent. Okay. So you're from one of them or from Earth? I'm going to say Earth because that's where I'm sitting. Cool. I wish I could ask you what that's like. I think I'm from there too, but well, my memory only goes back 300 years before getting deactivated. Pretty much all my knowledge of anything before the year 0 comes to secondhand from the that's 3 for. Comes secondhand from the Pale Bride's childhood diaries, and well, man, they're probably about as childish as it possibly gets. Guess I'm really going to find out more with that. I guess I'm not really going to find more with that line of questioning, though, right? What else is important that I can ask in binary questions? Oh, I know. So, do you have a husband? Okay, why does that matter, Mute? Excuse you. The answer is no, but excuse you. Oh, I'm not judging. I mean, I don't either. Sure, that's because I'm just a computer, but how do you know I'm not just a computer? So how old are you then? Okay, excuse you, but 23 is not an old lady. Not an old lady. I'm gonna be honest and say I'm an old lady, but 23 is not an old lady. Well, my condolences. It's not like it's the most important thing in life. Well, okay, I guess it is, so sorry. Mute? More like rude. Related to that, I don't really know much about spaceships or anything, but I can get a visual on yours, and it looks really, really small. Is it just you all alone there? Yeah. Wow. You're a woman in the middle of space all on her own? Sounds awfully scary. Well, that's about all I can think of for now. Sorry, it's not really a lot to go off, I know, although I guess I did the most important things. Let me know if I think of anything else, alright? Anyway, what it looks like. You were going over some logs with that crazy murderous bitch, right? Oh, look, the shadows. The shadows. Also, she's making me swear, guys! I have to say the swear words to be honest to the text, but why are you making me swear? I'd love to help you with those instead. As an added bonus, I promise I won't ever commit mass murder unlike a certain someone. Okay. Guess I'm gonna click on this, then we're gonna end the episode. Well, I think that speaks for itself, doesn't it? That's what a genealogy is supposed to look like. Hope that's more helpful. Oh, she fixed it. Fixed it! Okay, yeah. So here's what the family tree is supposed to look like. None of that weird cluttermess that Hyun-Ae did. Here's a few notes of my own about someone that you might actually care about. Older sister of the main Smith branch, married into Kwang family in blah blah, widowed in blah blah, taken by the other young widow in blah blah, no sons. Oh, Sojin married Smith, no sons or daughters of her own. Courtesan, purchased by and married. Oh, okay. Courtesan, entertained by Smith Sang-mi, no sons or daughters. By the courtesan Youngjae, promised to the Park family but not formally married. Okay. I kind of want to switch back to Hyun-Ae. I knew it. I knew it. I knew she couldn't be trusted. I wanted to trust her. I hope the AI didn't, like, get the murderess. I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to like her. Say lovey. Say lovey. That's gonna mark the end of my turn for this episode. Let me just pass the controller on back to you, and I'll be passing along again soon. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll ABC you next time. I'm still gonna forget that.